Problem 47. A lot to keep track of. We have geometry. They give us a drawing. Remember, you can mark up these drawings based on the information given, and I would recommend doing that. So we have line segment AB, which is here. It's going to be parallel. This means parallel, right? You guys know that. That symbol there is parallel to CD. So let's mark that on our graph. This is the symbol for parallel. It's an arrow. So it's going to be parallel to CD. These two lines are parallel. We also know that AE, this line here, bisects, which means it crosses it in the middle of it, crosses the middle of BAC. BAC, that angle. So this line here is bisecting these two lines. Another way to describe it is it splits that angle into two equivalent portions. So we know that angle BAE is congruent to angle CAE because it's bisecting them. It splits it in the middle. The last piece of information, if the measure, it also says CE bisects ACD. So same thing over here. These two angles are going to be equal. We don't know if this angle equals like this one, for example, but these two pairs of angles are equal to each other. So this angle ACE is also congruent to angle, we'll call it DCE, because it bisects. Not just because there's a line here, but because it's bisecting. Each one of these is bisecting that bigger angle, all right? So then we know the measure of BAC, where's BAC? BAC, if that's 82 degrees, what is the measure of angle AEC? So we know BAC, I'm just writing down our given information here, right? This is our given information. Angle BAC equals 82 degrees. So this is all our given information. It wants us to find AEC. It wants us to find this angle here. So our given information, we have BAC equals 82 degrees. We know these lines are parallel. So how are we going to find this angle here? So one thing we do is find BAE or CAE because we have a bisection, which means each angle is split in two. So since these are congruent to each other, we can divide 82 by 2 to get 41 for each of them. 81 divided by 2 equals, 82 divided by 2 equals 41. You can use your calculators to do that in your head. So this is 41 and 41. What else can we do? We know that this is parallel, this AE, which means because the line segments are parallel, this entire line that extends for forever is going to be parallel as well. And then we have a line bisecting AC that also extends forever. So because of the parallel postulate, which is a theorem, we know we have alternate interior angles. So for example, this angle BAC is going to be congruent to angle, we call a point out here, point Z, ZCA, that's going to be congruent to this giant angle, we're doing here, BAC. So this angle must also be 82 degrees. And then the vice versa is true. This angle out here, let's call it Y, we have a point here, Y. YAC is going to be congruent to this here. So we know that 82 plus some number is going to be 180 because we have a straight line here. So the total number, since we have two angles here, 180, this is a parallel, or this is a postulate. 180 is the total number of degrees here because it's like half of a total circle range, right? 180 minus 82 is going to give us the other side of this angle. So if this is 82, the other side is going to be what's left over of 180. So 180 minus 82 is going to equal 98. So 98 is going to equal this whole area here, which is going to be ACD. So angle ACD equals 98 degrees. Then because just like we did for 41 here, we can find, because it bisects, we have to do 98 divided by 2, just like 82 divided by 2, in order to get one of the smaller ones, because these two angles are equal. So you can split into two equal parts, which is why I divided by 2 there. So 98 divided by 2 is going to be 49. So then we have a triangle. We know that the angles for a triangle, 180 is the total sum of all of our interior angles here. So it's going to, our triangle here, ACE, is going to equal 180. ACE, this is triangle ACE. 180 is going to equal 41 plus 49, this angle here, plus our missing angle. 41 plus 49 plus our missing angle. We'll call that x. And now we have an equation that we can solve for x. So we have 180 equals 41 plus 49 is 90 plus x. And then we can subtract 90 from each side to get 90 equals x, which turns out this means this is a right angle, which means this is a right triangle. We would have known that at the beginning, we made our problem a little easier, but we know our answer is C, 90 degrees.